Okay, today at Bob's Pool Service we're going to show you how to vacuum a typical in-ground pool. The first thing you'll need to do is get your vacuuming equipment together. Vacuuming hose, vacuuming head, appropriate skim vac plate, this piece essentially fits in the skimmer, and a vacuum pole. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is set up the filter system. We want to check first to make sure that the filter's been backwashed. So right now the filter's reading about 16 pounds. This may vary, but we want to start with a clean filter. So the first matter will be backwashing the filter. And to do that, we're going to power down the pump. Go ahead, Kevin. Okay. Extend the backwash hose if there is one. All good? Okay, and now we're going to rotate the handle, the multi-port, by pressing downward and turning clockwise so it registers the backwash position. Now go ahead, Kevin, turn on the system. Okay. And over here there's a sight glass. As you can see, the filter's kind of dirty. We'll wait till that clears out and then give it another 30 seconds past that. Okay, now that the water's running clean through the backwash bottle, we're going to rinse the filter and then return to filter. So to rinse the filter, first thing we do, power down the pump. Always power down the pump anytime changing the multi-port. And we're going to turn that clockwise to the rinse position. And then turn the power back to the pump on. And rinse for about 1 minute. Okay, now that we've rinsed the filter, we're going to power down the pump again. And we're going to put the filter back in filter position. This is the position that we vacuumed the pool at. Okay, we're in filter position, and now start the pump back up. So now the next thing we need to do is determine which skimmer we're going to vacuum from. This pool is equipped with 2 skimmers and the main drain. So we're going to use the closer skimmer because you get better suction the closer you are to the filter system. So let's walk over here and configure the valves. Okay, we've got 3 inlet valves before the pump. Okay, we've got, this one is the wader skimmer. Wader means shallow end. This one is the hopper skimmer, which is the skimmer we just looked at in the deep end. And then here's the main drain. So what we're going to do, they're all open now. We're going to turn off the wader skimmer and we're going to close the main drain just partially, halfway. That's a starting point. If we find we're not getting enough suction, we'll close this down completely and only have open the pipe that we're vacuuming through. It's no two systems are the same, so it's going to depend on the size of your pump, back pressure in the filter, quite a few things. Okay, hooking up the vacuum hose. One mistake we often see are customers hook up the wrong end of the vacuum hose to the vacuum head. Typically there's 2 different ends on there. One of them swivels and one doesn't. Show them, Kevin, how it swivels. Okay, see how that turns freely? That end needs to be on this vacuum head. If it's not, air is going to be introduced into the system and you're not going to get a good suction. So go ahead, Kevin, and put that end on the vacuum head. Okay, and then the other end will go on the skim vac plate. Okay, grab the skim vac plate. Put that on there. Okay, now just leave that laying down there. Alright, and now we're going to hook up the vacuum head to the vacuum pole. Okay, it snaps in like most accessories quite easily. There's a hole in there, and then there's a piece that pops out. Okay, that's snapped in place. Now take that, put that into the deep end of the pool. It helps to have two people, and I'm actually going to help you by holding this so it doesn't get away on us. We're going to submerge this, and now we're going to throw the entire vacuum hose in the water. The idea is to get the air out of the vacuum hose. Okay, throw all that in the pool. And we're going to expedite things by filling the vacuum hose with water from the return. On this wall, we have a return jet. So go ahead and hold that over it. Okay, and what's going to happen, you're going to see the vacuum head's going to, air bubbles are going to come out. Right now what we're doing is we're flushing the vacuum hose of all the air. Keep doing this until all the bubbles stop, and you'll see the vacuum head falls to the bottom of the pool. Now, what you want to do, Kevin, is take that off, put your hand on the end quick, run it over to the skimmer. Don't trip on the vacuum pole. And then place that right over top, right in the skimmer there. Okay, and it holds it down. The suction will hold it down. Sometimes it takes a little while, but generally, hold this, Kevin. You have to give it a couple minutes to pump what air was in the vacuum hose out. You'll see air in the pump, not too much. But a lot of times that'll clear out totally. Sometimes you'll have a little bit if there's a leak in the vacuum hose, but either way, we are set up for vacuuming right now. We have a filter here on filter, vacuum hose hooked up, and now it's just a matter of vacuuming the pool. So, the best way to vacuum is slowly. You don't want to stir any debris up. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bunch of dead worms down there. They're coming right up as Kevin's vacuuming. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. There you go. And that's really all there is to vacuuming. It pays to do it slowly. If you vacuum too quickly, you wind up stirring up the dirt. It looks like it was vacuumed, but it just gets stirred up. Okay, now that Kevin's finished vacuuming the pool, pool's clean as can be. Last step is to remove the vacuuming equipment. And to do that, first thing we need to do is shut the power off to the filter. Okay. And now, Kevin, go ahead, take that out, clean your skimmer basket. And we pull the skim vac out. And empty out the skimmer basket. I'll do that while he's cleaning up that. All right. Filled with worms. Okay. And dump the skimmer basket. And return the filter. Again, turn the power back on. And that consummates the vacuuming. Okay, so we just finished the vacuuming. And what I've done, I've returned all the valve handles back so everything's open as it was when we started. Power's on to the pump. Everything's running good, not a drop of air in there. The filter pressure, we're only at about 10 pounds, which means that little bit of vacuuming did not dirty the filter enough to necessitate backwashing again. If you remember, it was at around 15 or 16 pounds when we started. So everything looks good. Pool's clean. Skimmer basket's back in. Plenty of suction. And that's all there is to vacuuming.